up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing a collection video of all my Ben 10 toys. So this is going to be a pretty cool video. This is also a request from somebody in my school, but I'm not going to mention him, just in case, if his family does not want to mention him. But shout out to whoever you are. You know who you are. So yeah, let's get started with my Ben 10 collection. First up, we have a Shock Rock. So Shock Rock is pretty cool. He's got like a lot of electricity. That's what the blue is, and some moss on the rocks. Right there, you got a bunch of electricity right here. You got the logo right there. It's also got a lot of articulation. You can move the knees, the legs. You could also move the arms, the elbows, and the wrists. Yeah, you could also swivel the waist and move the head. So this is one of my favorite Shock Rock. So yeah, there he is. Pretty cool. Next up, we have a Cannon Bolt. This is a light up Cannon Bolt, but he has run out of batteries. So I'm just going to have to do that sometime. So yeah, he originally makes sounds. That's why these are clear. Super cool Cannon Bolt. You can move the arms and the legs. So this is a pretty cool Cannon Bolt. So what he's supposed to do in Ben 10 is he rolls like a ball. Kind of like this. So you could kind of make him do that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, there's Cannon Bolt. It's got some pretty cool detail. Next up, we have Wrath. Wrath is pretty cool. Wrath has got a lot of articulation, the same as Shock Rock. The exact same as Shock Rock. Somatic articulation. Does also have a lot of detail. He's got some super cool like spikes on his hands. So he could go like this. One thing that I like about the swivel waist is you could look like he's winding up for a punch and then do that. Like that. So that's pretty cool. I do really like this one. This is pretty cool. There he is. Next up we have Omni Enhanced Overflow. So this is Omni Enhanced Overflow. He's got some super cool water cannons. He also has a lot of detail on him. This guy is super loaded with detail. I really like these. These things are super cool. They could also rotate. So yeah, or you could also rotate his arms and his wrists and his elbows. And then you could also move his legs and then kind of, I'm not really sure what this area is called, but it could probably just be his foot. Maybe he has really tall feet. So, there is Omni Enhanced Overflow. Super cool. Next up, we have a Humongousaur. This is an old Humongousaur, so it's got a lot of damage on it, which is okay. It's got the tail. So, he's got a lot of cool articulation. I'm not sure if you can move the table on, because when I got this, it was glued because it did break off. So yeah, so I'm not sure if you can move the tail, but if you watch any other videos, you might be able to see. So yeah, you can move the legs, the arms, and the elbows. But he looks super cool. He's got a lot of detail on the face. So yeah, there's Incineroar. Well, the old Incineroar. Next up, we have the new Humongousaur. This Humongousaur is cool. This guy is so big and buff. He is so cool. He has the same articulation as Wrath and Shock Rock, except he could also move his tail, which has got a big spike here. So he is huge compared to the other one. It's kind of smaller. It's also more yellow right here compared to him, which is more of a tannish. And he has spikes on the back of him, but not this guy. So he's kind of more like Godzilla and has a lot more detail on his face. He is cool. I do really like him. Next up, we have the new Stinkfly. I do not have the old one, but I have the newer Stinkfly. This Stinkfly is pretty cool. It's got the translucent wings. And once you have the string, you could attach it to something and make him fly, which I always thought was pretty cool. So he's got some super cool eyes. I mean, it's a Stinkfly. And then, yeah, he's got a lot of articulation too. Same as all the others. Yep, same as all the others, except, yeah, you could also move the wrists. Which, yeah, you could do on the other ones too. And then, yeah, he also has the super cool wings. So, there's Stinkfly. Next up, we have Blocks. This one is super cool. His name is Blocks. You can move his head, his arms, his hands, and his legs. This one's super cool. It's like Legos. And also, if you notice, the older ones have the green, and this one has the white. So they kind of changed it, where this one's now white and this one's green. But I do really like this one. This one is one of my favorites. There he is. Next up, we have, I'm not sure the name of him, but this is Diamond Head, but a green one. It's a green Diamond Head, so I'm not really sure what the green Diamond Head is called, but he's really cool. He's got about the same amount of articulation as all the other ones. This guy's cool. Also, if you look from the back, he's translucent, so you can see all the way through him. See my finger moving through it? Yep. It's completely translucent throughout almost every part of him, which is super cool. So, there he is. Next up, we have Heat Blast. This is the newer Heat Blast. This is cool. He's got a lot of cool details with the fire. So, one cool thing is like this. Pretend that he's shooting out fire. He's super cool. He's got a lot of fire running through him. Not actual fire, but, you know, just for the toy. So, yeah, there's Heat Blast. Next up, we have the old Wildvine. I do really like this one. It's kind of weird, but this is one of my favorites of them. So it's got this right here. I do love the old Wildvine. Definitely a lot more than the new Wildvine, but the new one's still pretty cool. This one, you can move the arms, the head, and all the tentacles. It's even got a back one here, which is pretty cool. So there's the old Wildvine. He also, though, has a white one instead of the green one like most of the old ones have. Next up, we have the new Wildvine. So here's the new one. Has a lot of articulation still, about the same as the other ones. It's got this on the back, which he could also turn into like kind of like the other one in the show. So here's what they look like. This one's taller. I think I definitely do like this one more. They both have one eye though, which is still pretty cool. And yeah, so here's the two Wildvines. So there's a pretty big difference, but also not a big difference, if you know what I'm saying. Next up, we have Normal Overflow. This one is super cool. It's almost like the other one, just with a lot less stuff on him. As you can see, still got the blue right here, and also running through him. But he doesn't have the huge cannons or like the rock on him. So, here's Overflow. Yep, it's got a lot of articulation too. I do really like this one. Next up, we have the old Diamond Head. He is super cool. You can move the legs and the knees and the arms and the head. So that's you can move on him. He's got 4 spikes. I can't remember. Does anyone have 4 spikes? Nope. The new one only has 2 spikes. So there's this one. I'll show you the new Diamond Head in a second. So he's got one side is black, one side is white. So yeah, and then he's got this super cool color on him too. So let me get out the normal Diamond Head. Okay, I'll get him out in a little bit. I think he's at the bottom of the bin. Next up, we got the light up Cannon Bolt. This guy is cool. You can move his legs. You can move his arms and his elbows, so it could articulate a little more than the other one. It is quite smaller though, but has more detail on him too. This one is probably a little bit better if you want to roll him into a ball. Maybe not, because his legs Instead, they move like this, like to the side. So if you just want them to jump, it looks kind of cool. Or if you want to make them look like he's jumping like that, you could do that. So yeah, here is the Cannonbolt. This is the newer one. I do have the older one, but it is somewhere in here. Next up, we have the one that you have to have, Ben. So Ben, it says 10 right there. So this is Ben 10. Here's his Omnitrix on his arm. He's got the nice green and black shirt. He also has green eyes, if you could see. Right there. Yeah, and he can move his legs, his knees. You could also move his ankle. Then you can move his arms and his head. So there's Ben. Next up, we have a light up Diamond Head. This one also is ran out of batteries. So I'm going to wait to show you the comparison to a one that's not see-through or kind of like the other one, just because so we could see more of a scale between the old actual figure, because this one's the light up one. But yeah, he's got the cool yellow right there. So yeah, he's got the all black outfit and then 2 spikes, only 2. So there's his head also. Let's see. Next up, we have Scooter Ben, if that's the name. He's also got his Omnitrix, says 10 right there, 10 here. You can move up his little visor and put it back. He's got some green, just got a green and black, like, it's almost like a motorcycle outfit. But I think his name's Scooter Ben. So there's Scooter Ben. Looks like you could put something on his back, but I'm not sure what you could put on his back. I cannot remember the name of this one. I think it's something Wolf. This is what the other guy, I could also not remember the other kid who used to bully Ben, transforms into. Cannot remember his exact name, but he is really cool. Kevin? Was that his name? I think his name was Kevin. So you can move his legs. Basically the same as the other big ones. So there he is. He's only got one side painted red. Pretty cool. Can't remember the name of him though. Next up, we got Omni Enhanced Diamond Head. Now this Diamond Head is cool. You can move his arms. So he's got 2 different spikes. These spikes are different. He's got like this Spartan thing here. I think this is like what the Spartans used to wear. The Spartans were in Greece a long time ago. Yeah, he's got a lot of energy or like lightning coming out of him too. So there he is. Super cool. Okay, I found the real Diamond Head figure. So here he is. He's kind of like the other one, actually. I didn't know he is this see-through, but he can move more like this. That, he can move his hands, the legs, or his, yeah, you can't move his hands, the legs and the knees and the head. So this one's pretty cool. Now here's the comparison to the other one, right there. So you can see they have quite a big difference. There's a difference in color. You can see he has 4 spikes while he only has 2. He's got the yellow and all black while he has white and black and no yellow. So there they are. And real quick, let me show you the comparison between this one. So they're about the same size, just without this stuff on this one. But they're about the same, and instead of having the yellow, they have the blue right here. It's pretty cool. So there's those 2 Diamond Heads. Next up, we have, I cannot remember the name of this one either. This is like the Heat Blast, but of what Kevin turns into. He's got a cool fireball, which you can take off his hand. But yeah, you could basically move the same as all the other ones, except you can move the hand too. This guy's pretty cool. He's got a lot of detail, almost like Heat Blast, but doesn't have the see-through parts, and it's green instead of red. So pretty close to Heat Blast, but not but it's not Heat Blast. Next up, we have Ultimate Spider Monkey. This is Ultimate Spider Monkey. He's got 4 giant spider legs. You can move his the monkey legs and then his hands. It's pretty cool. So if you could tell, it's the ultimate, it has 4 things coming out of it, rather than the other ones just have nothing coming out of them. This has 4 little things coming out of them. So that's how you could tell if it's a ultimate or not. Okay, so there we go. So there's that one. Next up, we have Goop. Probably my favorite, honestly. I really do like Goop. Goop is super cool. He's got some see-through parts. And it's green. It's got the holes in the bottom of him. He is also pretty tall. See if I move him up there. But here's Diamond Head. If I move him to where he is, you could definitely see Diamond Head, but not Goop. So there's Goop. So Diamond Head is quite a bit taller than Goop, but I still really do like Goop. Said Goop a lot of times there. Next up, we have the old Cannonbolt. This is the old version. This one's cool because you can move like his arms and his legs. This one is also pretty good for turning into a ball, except his hands go out instead. So if you just kept him in like that, you could kind of turn him into a little ball. So there he is. Got a lot of damage on him too because it's older. So here's a comparison between them. They do look quite different, especially the backs. So here's the comparison of them. So this one has yellow eyes where this one has green eyes. And the patch is up here rather than on the chest on this one. And then this one has a black line all the way through it, while this one just has that little thing there. And yeah, so pretty big differences on those two. But they're mainly just the smaller details rather than the main thing. Next up, we have Wild Mutt. This is Wild Mutt. You can open his mouth. You can move his arms and his legs. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So here's his patch, but it's on the side of his front legs. I said arm, sorry. On his front legs, it has the patch right there. He has no eyes either, so this one's still pretty cool. Next up, let me show you this one, cannot forget about forearms. Here's forearms. I only have this one, not the old one. This one's pretty cool though. As you can see, 4 arms. You can tell by his name, he's got a lot of articulation. So far, this is the most articulated one, where you can move the arms, the elbows, the hands on both of them. You can do the same for right here, the legs and the knees, and you can move his head. So this one is very articulated. So there's forearms. Okay, next up we got Jetwing. I think that's his name. He is super cool. Jet Ray, or is that his name? Jet Ray. So he's got the wings, which you could flap out. So he's got the legs that you could either fold back if he's flying, or have him stand like this. I like when he's flying. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of detail there. So yeah, he could just like do that, which is pretty cool. Or he could do it like that. So there he is. Next up, we have Ultimate Wild Mutt. So this is the Ultimate Wild Mutt. He has the 4 things coming out. So he's got the same. He's got legs, but there's a few differences. The mouth still opens. He's got spikes right here. Well, the other one did have spikes, but they're kind of different. This one's also red and not orange. And then this one has a tail. Well, this one doesn't. So there you go. And then the patch is on the belly rather than the arm there. So there's that one. So yeah. Next up, we have Vilgax. So this is Vilgax. Okay, yep, there we go. We got Vilgax. So this guy is pretty cool. So if you remember in the show, Ben got a new alien. His name was Gax. And then he met this one guy who was very weak, and he took the powers from Gax and became Vilgax, which he used to be Vilgax, and he got really weak. He's got spikes right here, long tentacles. He's got the red inside those spikes. He has a lot of articulation too, about the same as the other ones, but you could kind of move his head, but not really. So here's Vilgax. Next up, we have a Forever Knight. He's got a pretty cool little saw thing here, or a drill thing here. So yeah, he's a knight. He doesn't really have any paint except for right there. It is the infinity symbol. I don't know if you can see that, but that's because he's the Forever Knight. Yeah, he's got quite a few bits of articulation, but you cannot move his head. You can move his arms, his knees, and you could also move his legs. So there's the Forever Knight. It's pretty cool. Next up, we got, what's his name? Let me know. Okay, I remembered his name. Let me know. Okay, this is a question. Do you know the name of this guy? So there he is. So yeah, he's got spikes. He's purple and has this cool see-through pink hand. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what is the name of this monster. Go. Next up, we have, I'm not sure what this one's called. It kind of looks like a glitched overflow. So yeah, this is basically the same, just an overflow, but it's all green. Still got the same blue parts and the same articulation. So there he is. He's pretty cool. Next up, we have a... Now, this one, also I want you to put in the comments down below. What is the name of him? Oh, I remember his name. This is Ultimate Echo Echo. You can see the 4 things here. So I remember his name. His name is Ultimate Echo Echo. He's got a lot of articulation. He looks super cool. He's got things on his arm. He kind of reminds me of the guy from Ninja Turtles. I cannot remember the guy right now, but yeah, there's a guy from Ninja Turtles. He went with the Space Turtles in the 2012 one, which is pretty cool. All right, next up we have there's a few different names from this. I think this is Ben Wolf. That's what I've heard. So you could move the face. It's kind of creepy though because of this opened. Yeah, you can move the arms. It is missing the tail. So there's that. So yeah, this one's pretty cool. It's got some spikes right there. Next up, we have Accelerate.
Something. Can you say it again?
Alexa, off. That was weird. So this one also has some spikes. Yep, you can move his head, his arms. He's also got little balls on his feet. So yeah, you can go he's supposed to be XLR8. That's how you spell his name, not Accelerate. But that's how you pronounce it, but it's spelled, it's kind of weird, just XLR8. So yeah. He's pretty cool. There he is. Next up, we have Upgrade. Now, this one's pretty cool. This is a new upgrade. You can see he's translucent. You can move his head a little bit. I think you could originally move his head, but I've never moved his head before. It's probably stuck like that. You can move his arms and his elbows and his legs. I do really like Upgrade. He's super cool. Nice and purple. There he is. Next up, we have the old Ben. So this is the old Ben. He's pretty cool. He's got the Omnitrix. It's got the long baggy jeans that are green. So yeah. And then here's the comparison between the old one. Now these look kind of more like cleats, while these look more like tennis shoes. So this one's a bit taller. Now let me know which one you like down in the comments down below. Which one do you like more? Next up, we have Omni Enhanced Heat Blast. Now this one's cool. It's basically the same as Heat Blast, except he's got a lot of blue on him, which is super cool. And a jetpack, that's the coolest part for me. So he goes like this. Yep. There's Omni Enhanced Heat Blast. Next up, we have one of the cool ones. We have, Gray Matter. So there's Gray Matter. He's got the patch on the back of his body. He's got a big head, but he's the smallest one out of these ones. So he's pretty small, but he's got a lot of detail for how small he is. Next up, we have the old Accelerate, but he has clear legs, which is kind of weird, but pretty cool. So yeah, there he is. He's got super fast arms. He goes super fast. So here's a comparison between the other Accelerate. So yeah, there they are. But this one does not have any spikes, while this one does. But otherwise, they're actually pretty close. Next up, we have one of my favorites. We have Omni Enhanced Accelerate. This one is like the other Accelerate, except it has wheels and a lot of other cool things. The tail's like this. This can actually roll. So if you want, you can roll it, and it will roll pretty well. You just lay out. Kind of hard to stand them because of the wheels, but if you have him sit kind of like on his tail like this, he could actually stand pretty well. So yeah, there's Omni Enhanced. In time for the last one, which is, so Goop is actually my second favorite, and this one's my favorite. It is Way Big. So this is Way Big. He's not actually big here, because if they made a life-size one, that would be really tall, or if they had to scale it with the other ones, that would be really huge. Like they would all be like here or something. So this guy is pretty cool. He's got spikes right here, huge spike right there, and a lot of cool detail. So yeah, there's Way Big. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, shout out to whoever made this request. You know who you are. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!